Hey everybody, welcome to the August 1st edition of our construction update for the new building here at Perryville, Missouri for Overcomers Church International. And thanks for taking a moment to just listen in on the progress that we're making in the building. We're really excited just about things that are happening here, and you've been a part of this. Thank you for everybody that's come and has physically worked. I had to change my shirt right before I made this video because the other one was completely drenched in sweat. So we don't have any air conditioning going yet in the building. So we're working through the summer in the heat, and the ones that have come up to help have really laid their bodies on the line. Thank you so much for doing that. And many of you have helped financially with this, and we just can't thank you enough. It's a pretty humbling thing to tell people, hey, we need a bunch of money, and then people are like, here's the money, go do what God's put in your heart. And you guys have been a huge part. You've made it happen and you're making it happen. So we just really appreciate you so much. And so you can see behind me, this is the wall that goes between the foyer and the sanctuary, and we put drywall up on this wall today. So things are moving along really well. Last time we made a video, Liz said that there would be paint on the wall. And I said, no, there wouldn't. Well, technically, she was correct, because we have some paint swatches on the wall because we're picking paint colors. Other than that, I was right. Just want to make that note. Okay, but anyways, I was probably wrong for mentioning that, but I was right technically. So anyways, we've got just probably a third of the drywall's hung up in the building. We've got a bunch of the taping and the mudding is done. I mean, things are really moving along. The plumbing is like 95% done. The electrical work's probably more than halfway done now. We're really starting to see progress. And the next, probably by the time we have our next update, we'll have a lot of the things in the exterior that are done. We actually, after I said that, we have all of our windows in, well, except for one. We have all the windows across the front are totally in, and all along the side of the building where all the classrooms are at, all those windows are in. So things are really progressing really well. So this is really exciting. And by the way, I did want to mention that we had, a few weeks back, a month ago probably, we had the writing on the walls, writing on the stud walls before we closed them in. And you guys wrote some really incredible things in here. It made me really proud to be your pastor, to come in here and see the things that were written, and knowing that I had a part in that, I guess, maybe in helping to instill some of those things in your heart. And reading it was like hearing a lot of the things that I've said, revelations to me, things that God showed me, reverberated back to me. And it's been awesome to be here working and seeing the handwriting of the people that have said yes with Liz and I in doing this thing. So we just bless you guys. Thank you so much. And there's more updates that I'll be able to give you in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We'll have more visible progress that will have been made by then. But things are moving along really nicely. Probably the thing that we need the most prayer, we need the most help in, you could probably imagine, is the finances. And we have basically a $400,000 gap to close from what the cost of the whole place is to what the bank will loan us. So the bank will loan us $1.1 million on this project. And we still need $160,000 to come in before we close on the property in order to get down to that 1.1 million. So I'm believing God for the whole thing to be paid off. I believe the Lord gave me a word that within 18 months of moving in, that this building would be paid off. But maybe just taking some steps at a time, a little bit at a time, is what we have to look at. And so we need $160,000 to come in to get it down to a $1.1 million loan. That's where we're at. Beyond that, I want to say that you guys have signed up to be a part of the 50 Club. I just want to say thank you. Some of you gave all of that money up front, but most people are giving every month. Thank you for doing that. Please stay committed to doing that through October, potentially maybe even through November. We might ask people to do that if they can do one more month to help us with probably one more construction payment before we actually move in fully and are possessing the building in terms of being in here. So, but we'll get to those details. One of the things that we started out talking about at the very beginning of this whole process, we talked about joining the partnership in terms of the Zeal partnership, which is basically asking 200 people to give $6,000. Well, we have probably had about 5 or 6 people give $6,000, and probably another 15 or so that have pledged that amount. So I just want to encourage you to fulfill that as the Lord has put on your heart, as you're able to do that. And that money will all go directly into the building. If you can do that sooner rather than later, then it will really help us be able to reach that $1.1 million goal to get to that point to where we have that loan amount. So those are just some of the nuts and bolts of what's happening here and also the finances. But more than anything, believe with us in prayer, trust God with us. He's gonna provide it. I got a word from the Lord this past week concerning Abraham and Isaac. And after the Lord provided the sacrifice that wasn't Isaac, but the ram that was caught in the thicket, and Abraham found it, they named that place, the Lord will provide. So it's not just that the Lord did provide, but He will provide. It's a prophetic picture for our future as a church and for you. So bless you, love you. Thank you guys for being a part of this, and we're gonna have an awesome facility here. This place is gonna be really incredible, and you're a part of it. So bless you, and I'll be back in a couple more weeks with Liz and another construction update.